All right, we're moving right along. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about knights. And like the bishops, each player gets 2 knights. These oftentimes give beginners the most trouble because they move in a very strange and irregular way. But they can also be kind of advantageous in the way that they can actually jump over other pieces. So a knight, when you move it, you either move 2 squares in one direction and then one off to either side, or you can move one in either direction and then two to either side. So a very strange, irregular way of moving. It forms an L. So if you look at where it is right now versus where it can go, it always forms kind of an L shape. So that's one way to kind of remember it. Also, it'll always land on an opposite colored square than it's already on. Knights are considered to be equally valuable to bishops, but they depending on what type of board you're playing on, depending on how the game has progressed and how things are starting to look, knights can be more powerful than bishops, and sometimes bishops can be more powerful than knights. If you have a lot of wide open space, a bishop is usually more valuable because you can cross the board very quickly, you can threaten things. If you have a very congested, tightly packed board where nothing can really move, knights can kind of get in and get around other pieces, and they can get to areas that other pieces won't be able to get to until the end game. So, one of the most powerful abilities of the knight is its ability to jump over other pieces. So, like, let's say, for example, this knight were to capture this pawn right here. On his next move, even though the rook is kind of fenced off by all these other pieces, he can actually jump over and take that rook. And that's actually a pattern you'll see a lot in games. If this particular square is left undefended, a good chess player will try to get their knight over there and then take out your rook because your rook is more powerful. I know we haven't really talked about rooks yet, but you get the idea that the knight can jump over pieces. There's also some other advantages to knights, but you'll discover those as you start playing. But for now, just get familiar with how it moves and kind of practice getting used to moving in that L shape and getting comfortable with it because it can take a little practice to get used to. Until you're ready to move on, just keep on practicing it, and I'll see you in the next video.